Okay, so you might see a question like this. It says, which equation represents a line that is parallel to the line y equals negative 3/8 x minus 7? So parallel means same slope. In this equation, the slope is negative 3/8. So we need to determine which of these lines has a slope of negative 3/8. The problem is each of these lines is written in standard form. You have to actually write them in slope-intercept form. Standard form is this: ax. Oh, that's terrible. I swear this lags on delta math. Sorry, ax plus by equals c, right? And we need to transform them into y equals mx plus b. So that just means get y by itself. So we're going to do each one. And again, if you find one that works, you can maybe stop, right? Because there's only one. So let's try this. So we're going to do 8x plus 3y equals 9. So we're going to get the y by itself by subtracting 8x first on both sides. So the 8x is canceled. The positive 3y comes down. Notice over here, right, you don't combine these. 9 and negative 8x aren't like terms. Put the negative 8x first and the plus 9 next. And now to get y by itself, we divide by 3. You actually do it all 3 times, but we really don't care about the y-intercept part. All I care about is this, negative 8/3. That is what my slope is going to be, negative 8/3. Is that what I want? No, I want negative 3/8. So this is wrong. So it's not choice A. Now notice the 8's on top and the 3's on bottom, and that's when the 8 was with the x. So I don't think that this is going to be right either. I don't think the 8 should be with the x. I think the 8 should be with the y. So now let's try these bottom two. Okay, so I'm just trying to be smart, right? Not work, too hard. Okay, so let me erase that. Like I said, this is a little bit longer question. That's okay. So let's try this one now. So it says 3x plus 8y equals 32. 32. Okay, so get the y by itself by subtracting 3x. Again, we always subtract the x term to get it over there. The 3x is canceled. The 8y comes down. On the right-hand side, do not combine these. Put the negative 3x first and the positive 32 last. And then divide by 8 to get y all by itself. Divide by 8, divide by 8. And all they care about is this. And our slope is going to be negative 3/8 with the x behind it. And that is exactly what I want. That's the same slope. They're parallel. This is my answer choice. That one right there. So it requires you taking problems out of standard form and writing them in slope-intercept form. Yes. So that's kind of a lengthy problem. Sorry about that. Okay, here's our next problem. It says, what is the slope of a line perpendicular to the line whose equation is 9x minus 6y equals 36? Fully reduce your answer. So this problem is similar to the last problem. It involves the word perpendicular, though. Remember, perpendicular means opposite reciprocal slopes. So not as simple as parallel. But notice this equation here is in standard form. We need to put it in slope-intercept form. So I'll rewrite it as 9x minus 6y equals 36, excuse me. We need to get this into slope-intercept form by subtracting 9x first. Get the x term on the other side. The 9x is canceled. Negative 6y comes down equals, and now this is negative 9x first, positive 36 second. And now we divide each term by negative 6. And again, all I care about is the slope, which is going to be this part. I don't care about anything else. So negative 9 over negative 6x. So first of all, a negative over negative is a positive. And now, if you divide 9 by 6, you get, I think, 1.5. That's not good enough. It has to be a simplified fraction. So 9 and 6 are both divisible by 3. So when you divide both by 3, that gives you 3 halves x. There's your slope of this line, 3 halves. We want the opposite reciprocal of that line. This is positive. Our slope needs to be negative. This says 3 over 2. Yours has to say 2 over 3. And there is your slope of your perpendicular, negative 2/3. Negative 2 divided by 3. Oh, yeah. Okay, one more problem in this video. Okay, now it says the lines represented by the equation 5y plus 6x equals negative 10 and 20y plus 24x equals 60 are, and now they want you to determine, are they the same line, parallel lines, neither parallel or perpendicular. So we need to take both of these lines and put them in slope intercept form. So we'll start with the first one. 5y plus 6x equals negative 10. So I will get the 5y by itself by moving the 6x to the right by subtracting it. So subtract 6x on both sides. The 5y comes down. The 6x's cancel. And over here, put the negative 6x first and the negative 10 after. I almost forgot the negative sign. It's a negative 10. Okay. And now we divide everything by 5. And because this does give an option of the same line, we have to now take into account everything. So the 5's cancel, there's y. Negative 6/5 will not simplify. So that's just negative 6/5 x. And now negative 10 divided by 5 will be negative 2. So that is what that line has become. So now we need to compare it to the second line. I'll change colors. So this line right here, 20y plus 24x equals 60. All right, so let's do this by subtracting the 24x first. Get the y term alone. Sorry about the lag. So minus 24x on both sides. So we get 20y equals minus 24x comes first. The positive 60 follows. And now we divide by 20. Here, here, and here. So the 20s cancel, y equals. Now, negative 24, negative, and positive 20 will be a negative. 24 and 20 are both divisible by 4. So if you divide them both by 4, you get 6/5. Oh, x. And then 60 divided by 20 is positive 3. So now if you look, these have the same slope. They both have a slope of negative 6/5. So they're not going to be perpendicular, and they're not going to be neither parallel or perpendicular because they have the same slope. So they could be parallel, but don't jump yet because they could also be the same line if they have the same y-intercept. -2, positive 3. They don't have the same y-intercept. So these two lines are simply parallel. And there's your choice. All right, good. I got one more video with a couple more problems to do.